So I wanted to do a quick recording for you guys. A few days ago I had made a fan fiction, and I wanted to say this before I went into the story. I've been noticing what YouTube is doing now. It's been censoring people's content. They've been trying to censor people's content. And I've noticed that, I have to say this, I've been noticing YouTube has been harassing people's content as far as the MGTOW videos. And to a certain extent, they've been shutting people's channels down. And if it gives people any kind of comfort at all, I wanted to say that for the people whose channels that have been shutting down, myself, as a content creator, I want to at least be a storyteller, and in a way a wisdom keeper, because I believe that the women, the females who incarnate on this planet should be the keepers of wisdom keepers. And in this day and age, this is simply not the case anymore. So, if it gives people any kind of comfort at all, I at least want to be on YouTube as a content creator to share, to tell stories, to share stories that I myself have created. Okay, so I think I'm gonna try and get into the story. The story is about Durin Oakenshield's sister. Her name is Dice, or Deese, however you want to pronounce it. You guys can't really see this very clearly, so I'll try and read this out to you the best I can. So it starts off as: King Thrain II had 3 children. His eldest son is Thorin Oakenshield. His second son was Freyrin, and his daughter was Deese. Deese was the youngest sibling of her 2 brothers. Before Thrain's children were born, he had an arranged marriage to a woman who was from Harshandat. This was a place located within the vast arid areas of Haradrim, just south of Aukhaug and Haruz. It has been foretold that the woman who has the arc light, the carbon, aka the carbon, the melatonin, they're supposed to be the producers of the melatonin within the pineal gland, aka the essence of sun, by her people. Excuse my parakeets, you guys. So the arc light is the sun, is the spiritual rays of the sun, and these melanated people knew this. So by her people would be prized and taken in by the many dwarf clans for her to marry into the line of Durin. Thrain's wife was named Nem, and her ancient Maranian roots show strong in her face. Excuse me, guys. My parakeets seem to want to, they're wanting to chirp as soon as I talk. So maybe if I do this, they'll stop for a few minutes. It has been foretold that the woman who has the carbon, the arc light, the spiritual crystalline melatonin, the essence of the sun by her people, would be prized and taken in by the many dwarf clans for her to marry into the line of Durin. Thrain's wife was named Nem, and her ancient Maranian roots show strong in her face. When she had her youngest child, she knew that as a melanated girl, many of the dwarf men would ask for her hand in marriage as she came of age. So naturally, as a mother, Nem became overly protective of her daughter. So this is, I'm going to shut this down for a minute and show you guys some pictures. Okay, this is what I think she would look like. Thrain's wife, the mother of Thorin Oakenshield and Freyrin and Dis. And then here's Thrain. So in the line of Durin, you see, let's see, where is he? Here's Thrain the First right here. That might be him though, I don't know. Oh no, he's right here. So he had his 3 children right here with this woman, Nem, who's right here. They don't speak of the females very often in the story. So I'm thinking that the females of the dwarf line, the line of Durin, they were highly melanated females that had activated pineal glands. So that's why the line of Durin, that's why there's an orc named Azog, and that's why he wanted to basically demolish, or he wanted to basically just get rid of these dwarves right here, because they probably had something special within their mitochondrial DNA. So he wanted to basically exterminate the line of Durin, because they had the pineal gland, their pineal glands activated that melatonin from these females that they were marrying within the line. So that's what I'm getting out of it so far. And this is basically what the DNA movie is all about. So to continue with the story, she knew when she had her youngest daughter, her child, she knew that when she had her youngest child, her daughter, she knew that as a melanated girl, many of the dwarf men would ask for her hand as she came of age. So naturally, as a mother, Nem became overly protective of her daughter. As her children started to mature and grow, Nem's eldest son, Thorin, started to develop strong feelings for his sister. Thus, in turn, Nem was very observant of the two's interactions, and later on had mentioned this to her husband, Thrain, and wanted him to confront his son about his secret affection for his sister. And then this happened. The once peaceful kingdom of Moria was halted with bloodshed and warfare between the dwarves and orcs. The climatic battle of Azul Bizarre was one of the greatest battles for the dwarves, and many had lost their lives, including Thrain and Nem's second son, Frerin, who had participated in this war and had perished among the many warriors who had died. When Nem had heard word of her son's death, she made the decision to leave Moria, Erebor, with her young daughter, and they sailed across the land or the sea back to her homeland. There Nem would come in contact with her father, King Pasusin. Nem had told Dis that Moria was overtaken by orcs and that her father and brothers were dead, so that she wouldn't, I don't know, that's kind of sad. When they both arrived and settled in Marania, okay, let me show you guys where Marania is, where Nem's homeland was. It's right here. It's this area right here. So it's basically a part of Harad, the desert areas of Middle-earth. So Thrain had married a highly melanated woman from Marania, and it's also called Harshandat in another map. I don't have it, but anyway. So she told them that her father and brothers were dead, and they left. You know, Nem wanted every means necessary to leave, because secretly she didn't want Thorin to swoon over her. When they both arrived and settled in Marania, Nem sent one letter to her husband, telling him that she didn't want her son Thorin around their daughter, and that they both had to leave because of the orcs overthrowing their homeland. Thrain had also written a letter back to his wife, telling her that if Dis had sons, they would have to come back into the kingdom of Moria, Erebor, the area of Erebor where it is. He told her that if Dis had sons, they would have to come back into the kingdom of Moria by the king's consent. And it so happened that Thrain had gotten to King Pasusin first, Nem's father. Over time, Dis settled and remained within her mother's residence, learning all of the ways of the vast desert lands, the food, and the dress. Nem's father had betrothed Dis to a man who became her husband. Thus she became the mother of her two sons, Fili and Kili. In due time, secretly seeing the letters her mother had kept stowed away, she prayed that she didn't want to have sons, for they would only have to be sent back to the kingdom of Ravania, where the Moria she once knew would never be the same. Okay, so that's all the story. So Dees had Philly and Killy, and when she had them, they had to go back to join the other dwarves, and this is why Philly and Killy, this is why they have so much love within their hearts. This is why they have so much compassion as brothers, because Dees knew that when her 2 sons were born, they would have to leave at some point. So she gave them all of the love possible before they had to go back to Erebor. And this is her right here. This is Dees, and I will put her in the profile image in this recording. So that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this little story, this little fan fiction I made up. I wanted to do this before I had to go to work. It seems like I haven't really had very much time to do these types of recordings. I waited to do the story because I simply just didn't have the time. Me and my boyfriend Andy, we have to do like house chores, and we have to get the house in order. So I couldn't do it tonight. I couldn't have recorded this tonight because we were going to do house. We were going to be occupied with the house and everything. So okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this little storytelling session, and I'll probably make another video here soon. I don't know when, but anyway, have a good day, you guys, and I will talk to you in the next one. Thanks for listening.